is Sonny, lifelong Gooner, South London boy. You know, on the South London branch of the Arsenal team. He's got a new channel now. Can you introduce your channel, please?
It's Sonny TV Unfiltered, and everything on my channel is totally raw and unfiltered.
Can you give us give people a preview when your next show's going to be, so they can watch?
Next show is going to be on Thursday, 7 o'clock, and it's going to have two of our two guests here, Ken and Claude, and also a couple of other Arsenal fans.
Yeah, and another thing as well. You know, like if someone wants to be in your channel, like how do they apply? Do you choose them, or can I just send you an email?
What I'm looking to do, I'm looking to get all fans' content after match reactions. I want them to all send me their video of their after match thoughts to my email. If you go onto my Twitter, Sonny_Arsenal, my email's on there. So get in contact with me, send me all your reactions, and also every couple of weeks, every week I'll also be putting a different fan on. So you can all come on the podcast as well. So
no hold bars, isn't it? There's no hold bars.
And remember, you left out the magic word.
It's unfiltered. So basically, our podcast is a bit different than the other channels. It's not politically correct. We do swear. We do argue. It gets a bit heated, so that's the fans we want.
Right, and can you introduce? Right, this is Claude. He's like I said, his first Arsenal game was in 1972. Like I said, he was born in Islington, but he moved to enemy territory in Enfield. I'll leave that one out. Sorry about lining up. But one thing is, you've got a channel now, and you've had it for a lot.
Claude TV.
Tell us about your channel.
It's a lot of live streaming, chat with the fans, but I'm trying to do a bit more with it. But I need to get a bit more.
One guy's asked me, are you going to be doing like any like previews outside the ground before the match?
Possibly, yeah, but not at the moment. At the moment, I haven't got the scope to do it. But things are going to happen in the future, I hope. But you know, it's got 20,000 subscribers at the moment. I'm trying to build it a bit slowly but surely. Not as big as all the other big boys, but you know.
So, like I said, and they can find your channel on YouTube. And like in terms of like your Twitter handles, can you give me your Twitter handles, please?
It's at Sonny_Arsenal, SONNY_Arsenal, all lowercase.
Claude?
It's Claude AFTV1.
So guys, what do you think of Paul Merson saying that Spurs are looking in turmoil, and that Arsenal should beat Spurs comfortably and they should win 4-1?
That worries me.
What do you think about that?
Well, personally, I think Spurs are still just happy to be at the top table and to be on the same level with us at the moment.
Don't you think they're a level above us? If you look at the last 3 seasons, don't you think they've got a better team than us?
They're not level above us at the Emirates, are they?
Yeah, but I'm talking in general. Don't you think this game, with the fact that they've had like some poor results at late, don't you think this is a perfect game for Spurs where they can lift themselves? Do you know, derby matches, they're all they're kind of.
I think there's a bit of unrest there, though, Kenny.
Yeah, but
I mean, there's a little bit of unrest, and that's why I think we've got a great chance.
You say there's unrest, but the best way to galvanise your team is Spurs. Because at the end of the day, they're not just playing for themselves; they're playing for everyone in like Enfield, Haringey. You know what I mean?
Same goes for us, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it is, definitely.
We've come off the back of a bad result, so basically it's a chance for us to put down the marker as well and go further above them.
Also, in a game like this, right, Kenny, you can forget form, because when they came to the Emirates last year, they were overwhelming favourites.
Yeah.
And we smashed them. Yeah, because we wanted it more. We wanted it more than them. I think forget form, right? Yeah. It's like the Liverpool, Manchester derby. These games, they can go either way. It's a 50-50 game for me. But I think looking at them against Newcastle. Yeah. They didn't look as if they had that intensity. I don't know what it is. They didn't look like they had the intensity in the game. It was slow, laborious build-ups. Sort of looked like us.
Yeah, but don't you guys think, because of the fact that Spurs have, you know, I said they finished second in 2017, they finished like third, and they finished 47. They've got the Champions League final. Don't you think teams are going to show Spurs more respect? And you know, if you look at Villa virtually playing the same way that Newcastle did, although Villa weren't as lucky. You know, Villa had Jack Grealish to the side. I think that teams are going to play Spurs more respect, and that they're going to find a lot of teams playing like that.
We've got to play like we did last season.
No, I'm not talking about us in general. I'm just talking about you're talking about Spurs being laborious.
They lost,
Newcastle,
they lost 13 games last season.
Yeah, definitely. But
they got lucky in the Champions League, but they lost 13 games. And the only reason they got Champions League is because
even the way Newcastle were playing, right? They didn't have that intensity to do. They didn't have that. No one was making positive runs, not off the ball. No one was really making that. It looked to me as if they looked to me like maybe all these years they've been going closer and closer and closer. They don't feel confident of going that extra step anymore. I don't know. I could be wrong. They could come here and play us off the park and do whatever. But what I saw on Saturday, they don't seem to have that intensity in their game.
But the thing is, right? How do you think Spurs will play? Because I think Spurs are going to sort of come with a back three and play. You know, like play a back three, and I think they're going to just come for a point. They're going to make themselves very difficult to beat, and the onus is going to be on us. Because I think what's happening when you play Spurs, home or away, the first 30 minutes they do give you chances, but after that, when they get comfortable, they're hard to break down.
But we have the players attacking wise to do the business, you know, and get the game won.
I think like
we did last year.
It's the same way how Arsenal approached the Liverpool game, where Arsenal let Liverpool play. I think if Spurs do that to us, they're going to get murdered.
But in terms of like, if you're saying that we're going to take the game to Spurs,
we're going to have to
go home. But yeah, Dave, in terms of selection, you know, if you know, a lot of people were like, obviously they're looking at Pepe, Aubameyang, and Lacazette because we're at home, we should be playing them. But in terms of like the midfield, because like I said, we're going to differ from our midfields. Because you know, was he going to play Jack? Is he going to play Guendouzi? Is he going to leave Torreira out again? Is Willock going to get a game? Because the other day he's got a lot of players to choose from. Because the other day Reece Nelson feature as well.
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling Emery, that midfield he played last week is his preferred midfield, because for some reason Emery don't really look for players with craft. He just looks for players with work rate.
Yeah, but you say he doesn't look for crazy class, but what's Ceballos? Ceballos is like a crafty.
Played him out of position, didn't he? Just played him to work.
Yeah, Ceballos can't play
but do you think, like, you know, with Spurs at home, where Yost is on Ceballos sort of linked with the front three, do you think that on Sunday he's not going to play with Ceballos? He's going to play Ceballos where he should be.
Well, I hope he plays him offensively, because that's why we bought these players. We bought these players to be more offensive, to scare teams.
When we played them last year, we went at them. I mean, they very fortunately got back in the game, didn't they? And we should have been 2 or 3 up before. But in the second half, we rallied back and we absolutely equalised, and we went on and we just completely destroyed them.
If you look at Tottenham's team, you know, like I said, you know, like there's a conundrum with like someone like Eriksen's not getting a game. Do you think like the Poch will play him, or would he play like Van Vertonghen as well? Because remember, you know, you got Walters Peters injured, so he's going to play it right back.
I don't think Eriksen, even when he's played the 90 minutes, his head's not been there, and that's why he was substitute the other day. So he doesn't worry me. Eriksen.
You say don't worry, but you think with Tottenham, like you talk about the turmoil, but when you got a team with Danny Rose in it, he knows what this derby means to their players. You know what I mean? And he's going to be like, there's no Spurs player going to shirk with Danny Rose and stuff. So he'll let them know.
We'll be hungry because of what happened at Anfield to get back.
Talking of Anfield, just going back, because you know I was on your podcast, and you know, obviously we had a technical discussion with Crazy Gooner and Terry. Obviously we disagreed. I saw some encouraging signs.
Do you know what? Before you go there, I think partly maybe that system in the first half might have just come off if he'd have played Lacazette instead of Aubameyang.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing.
He didn't. His team selection. This is what I said.
Yeah, but
having said that, once that goal goes in, that plan's finished.
Yeah.
So why second half is he still keeping it to that shape? Right, and then what happens? The game's lost in 47 minutes.
You say that, but the thing is in football, right? You go a goal down, and the worst thing you don't want to do is concede afterwards. Because if you look at Arsenal over the years,
we've gone in at the break, right? We've got that 10-minute break there, 15-minute break, So now reshape your team a bit. So you get in the dressing room, you reshape it, and do it. We got to get back in the game, yeah. Because I know what you're saying, but
you legislate for a penalty being given away in the 50th minute.
To me, to lose 3-0 or to lose 4-0 or 5-0, to me it's the same. Because at the end of the day, we've got to go for it. It's 3 points up for grabs, yeah. So you've got to try and get back in the game. What are you going to say?
No, but what I was trying to say is that a lot of people on Twitter, on the social media networks, especially on your fan cams or AFTV, there are some people who saw some positives out there. Now, I know you, Sonny, as well. You didn't see any positives.
Certain people, not naming any names, after the game were saying to me that, oh, you're absolutely spot on, and went on camera and said a completely different thing.
The thing is that it's very rare that if someone's been doing these interviews for a long time, that they're not going to be, how to say, noticeable what people say about them. Some people like yourself and you, son, as well, say as it is, and if people want to have a go, then that's their problem, not yours. But there's some people out there who are gonna watch what they say, because at the end of the day they've got a big fan base now, and in saying that,
that's what it's all about.
I don't say what's out about, but that's one of the reasons. But yeah, in hindsight, another thing as well, when you watch Arsenal Fan TV interviews, I've seen a lot of times when people, when they're being interviewed, they listen intently what someone else has said. You don't do that. I know you don't do that, but I've seen people, I'm not mentioning names, I've seen people mentally thinking about what they're saying, and then also saying, well, hang on here, I didn't really think of that, and think about that point. And so when they do get their turn of interview, they make, well, maybe I was wrong about what I say to Claude. That's just playing devil's advocate.
Me personally, if I'm gonna give an interview, or someone's gonna ask me my opinion, I'd rather give my honest opinion.
Well, yeah, of course.
Whether people like it or hate it, you're always gonna upset someone.
Yeah.
So you might as well be true to yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not saying that anyone else ain't doing that, but I'm just talking about me. As for Arsenal though, I'll take Claude's point. If, to me, it don't make a difference if we lost 3-1 or we lost 5-1 last season. It's still the same result. So
my next question is, right, we've had hammerings at Liverpool the last few years, right? And I know obviously a lot of people want us to play the expansive way, but did you deep down, let me finish the question, do you guys deep down think that playing expansive football at the Etihad Stadium Anfield is going to work?
We didn't need to play expansive. If we was going to play a defensive shape, we could have went with one striker up top and packed the midfield.
But who was your one striker?
It would have been I'll tell you why, Lacazette, because he can hold the ball.
Yeah.
If Lacazette was injured, it'd have to be Aubameyang because he's got pace. So
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because we can't defend, so we might as well go to our strengths.
Yeah, but
we cannot defend.
Yeah, but you've got
look at our team.
Right.
Do you honestly believe?
I've got another question afterwards. I've finished.
Do you honestly believe with that back four, right? We could hold out for 90 minutes with that back four we got. Of course, we're going to make one mistake because they're not good enough. We haven't got the back four at the moment. So why not play to our strength? Show what we've got.
All right. Next question I'm going to ask you both as well. Football's a mental game, right? And one of the things is that going into the season, the third game of the season, right, we played the European champions. Now, I fully take your points and boards, but you've got to, and I'm not saying that let's give the game up because it's Liverpool, but what I'm trying to say is that when you do, I'm not saying your way wouldn't work, that we might not win, because we don't know that, but say we got a Tonka, we got a 7-1 or a 6-1, going in throughout the season, whether you like it or not, when you get hammerings in a football, in any sport, it does affect you in your next game, because what's happening is that it affects the crowd and it affects the players itself, because everyone's tentative or not. They're not going to go gun-ho when they take games.
If Liverpool was really on their game last Sunday, they would have been more ruthless and we would have got hammering set up like that, in my opinion.
When it went 3-0, they took their foot off the gas. So then you can't really say.
But what we've done, we've improved our team, right? We spent the majority of our transfer budget up front, and he didn't play to our strengths. But instead he put a formation in place which the team are not used to playing, and you're playing the European champions with a formation that you don't play.
The thing about it is that next question I'm going to ask you again is
also, Kenny, while I'm at it, right? Why are people highlighting, right, we've gone to Anfield, right, and lost a game of footy, yeah? Why are people highlighting as the main thing on social media about Pepe's dark past Van Dijk? Why are they highlighting? We've just got beat.
I'll tell you one thing, you've got to realise that Arsenal fans come in all shapes and sizes, and another thing as well is that if you've got a platform like social media, you're going to have a situation where you are going to share it with younger fans. Younger fans, right? I've played football with loads of people.
It wasn't younger fans.
Maybe younger fans, but I've played football with some people where we've been beaten 5-1, but because he scored a goal or he's busted some skill, he ain't gutted after the match because he's had his skill. He said, "Did you see my skill? Did you see my goal? You lost 5-1." You know, I've seen videos of people, right? Where we lost where they lost 6-2, but they scored a penalty and they took the shot off and celebrated. It's people. All players keep it. You know, people take defeat differently. You know what I mean?
The thing is, right? All I want from the Arsenal fans is, right? We lost on Sunday, okay, and they were all saying, well, there was improvement.
Yeah.
Would the same people be saying the same thing if we lost to Spurs?
Well, that's the question I'm going to ask you, Claude. What do they say?
Well, no, I think, to be honest with you, if we win, lose or draw, it's a very different sort of game time. It's not one you can judge a whole season on. One way or the other.
I know. Talk about Tottenham game, right? A lot of Arsenal fans.
I would be very upset if we get beat.
Yeah, but every day.
I can't, because if you can't judge it, because we got 4 points off them last season. Yeah, we took 4 points.
Should have taken 6.
Took and take 6. Where did we end up at the end of the season?
Yeah, but
where did they end up?
Yeah, definitely. And you think, all right. Next question is, right? We think a lot of consensus is that we're favourites to win this game. What if Spurs get a point? How would you feel like that?
2-point shots. Because if we're going to finish above our rivals, we need to be at least winning our home games and drawing our away games.
Well, the next question, because I think we're probably out of time, but I'm going to ask you guys, because I'm not going to get involved, because you know my team anyway. You first, Claude. Who's your team for Sunday, and why?
I would say the same team.
Remember, 2 questions. Don't just pick them. I want to know why. I want reasons.
Just go with the team that played Burnley, free flowing.
All right, name names.
Well, the team that played Burnley, isn't it?
Yeah. Why would you go that team against Tottenham, who are better than Burnley, can defend better, and got attacking threat?
Because I'll tell you why we got to go for it. Because that's our strength going forward. Yeah. It's our strength. So I would go with what we got. Our strengths, not worry about their strengths. Go with our strengths, and on the day, I think we'll just get more goals than they do.
What about you, Sonny? What about your team? What's your team be?
First thing I'll do, I'll take out Socrates.
Yeah.
And I'll put Callum Chambers in.
Alongside David Luiz.
Yeah. Or I'll take out David Luiz and put Callum Chambers in. Either way,
Would you play Callum Chambers because you think that he knows this game, and you want to sort of. You know, like someone who could defend and put his foot in?
Well, personally, I don't think he deserves to get dropped in the first place. Yeah. You know, he was playing well, so I think you can't drop David Luiz after the Liverpool game because it'll kill him. Yeah. So Socrates, I felt was poor. Yeah. So I'll drop him.
What are your midfield?
My midfield would be Ceballos, Torreira, and if Ozil was ready, I'd put him in.
Can Ceballos and Ozil play in the midfield engine room?
I think Ceballos could be.
Because one of the things what we complain about with Arsenal is the little spaces where we don't have the ball walk.
I think Ceballos could play the Ramsey role.
You reckon he can play the Ramsey role?
Yeah. Obviously, he won't be.
Can Ozil play that? It's kind of like the Cavola role. Cavola.
Hold on, yeah, because yeah, exactly. When Ramsey and Ozil. Was it? No, when Ozil and Cavola, where you were.
Cavola.
When they played together, they done quite well. He was on a really.
Where did Ozil play though? Ozil didn't play in the midfield engine room. Mesut Ozil played, and he played 3 positions. Well, 4 if you like. He played a false number 9. Yeah. He played just behind the front 2. Or what he did is they played a 3. He was on the left or right hand side. Because what's happening? You didn't want Mesut Ozil to get into like the midfield engine room where he's going to clog out the midfield. Yeah, you want him in his positions where Mesut Ozil plays his best football in the last third.
That's what you
because Ozil we can't trust whether he's playing or not. Then what I'll do, I'll have Torreira, Willock, and Ceballos.
Who's your front three?
It has to be the Pepe, Lacazette, and Batman.
Do you know what? I might just I think, because at the moment with Pepe, I think he's got it, but he still needs to be eased in a bit.
Because like we got to go. I'm going to ask you 2 questions, right? But first thing, before I ask your results, both of you, because I'm not going to give it. I want your quick time. You combine 11s between the both of you, quick, in about a minute.
All right, I'll go.
In goal,
Leno.
right back.
Right back, Walker Peters, I'm afraid.
Left back.
Danny Rose.
Centre halves, 2 centre halves, 4-4-3. We're playing 4-3. Midfield.
Ceballos, Torreira, and Ndombele.
Front 3.
I'll go for front 3.
Fair enough. What about you? You agree with that?
Same.
Fair enough. So that means you've had the majority of Arsenal players. Right, score prediction, Sonny.
3-1.
First goal scorer?
First goal scorer, Batman.
2-1 to Arsenal, and I think I've got a feeling Lacazette's going to get the first goal.
Well, like I said, we've got a majority view here.